Progressives Congress candidates as joint observer mission gets governor's assurance of credible polls. National Orientation Agency and Ondo State government sensitize residents on active participation in Saturday's elections. Police and other security agencies promise to ensure peaceful polls across Nigeria. And from the foreign scene, thousands of pregnant women seek urgent health care after Turkey-Syria quakes. Good evening and welcome to the news at 7. I am Akinwumi Abodunde. Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu says the current financial and economic policies of the Central Bank of Nigeria are aimed at discrediting the ruling All Progressives Congress and its candidates ahead of the general elections. Governor Akeredolu, during a broadcast to the people, said the challenges facing Nigerians as occasioned by the fuel scarcity and Naira redesign policy are better imagined. The chairman of the Southern Governors Forum charged Nigerians, especially the people of Ondo State, to remain resolute and steadfast while confronting the situation with a strong determination of better years ahead. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole completes the story.
Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu lamented the negative impacts of the current economic policies of the CBN and fuel crisis on Nigerians, especially as the country goes into another chapter in her history.
My first-hand experiences, as well as credible reports received, indicate the painful and humiliating daily experiences of our people across all commercial banks and ATM centers, as well as on the queue lines at filling stations across the state and the entire country. With the magnitude of these unpalatable experiences at the city centers, the experience of our people at rural areas are better imagined. For us as a government, our stand then and even today remain the same. We are convinced that both the ill-timed cash swap policy and the artificial scarcity of fuel are both lethal injections deliberately administered to the market government, create an uncontrollable crisis in the nation, brew disaffection between the people and government, and finally frustrate the 2023 general election. To say the least, it is a dagger drawn at the heart of the ruling party, All Progressive Congress, on the eve of the election in order to destroy it and the government it controls at the federal and state levels.
The chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum noted that some elements within the ruling All Progressives Congress APC are bent on destroying the party for their selfish interest without recourse to its effects on innocent Nigerians.
You have witnessed the serious impact of our administration in Ondo State in the last 6 years through our life-changing policies, massive projects, and unending activities. You have also seen our dedication both as APC political party and government to our vision, mission, and promises of life abundant for the good people of Ondo State. You have witnessed our abiding faith and confidence in the inner strength and potentials of our people. You are witnesses to the full deployment of our God's given talents, knowledge, and capabilities in service of Ondo State to the best of our ability.
According to the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum, the current economic challenges are aimed at frustrating the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu.
He is at the center of all the darts and arrows of the current misnomer in Nigeria because he represents the new Nigeria we all envisage. The central purpose is to frustrate his popularity and renowned acceptability across all tribes and religions in the country. The goal is to truncate the election and deny the country the service of a true patriot, an endowed visionary with proven record of character, knowledge, leadership, and performance. It is also an attempt to abuse the principle of rotational presidency by denying a section of the country its legitimate right, thereby fueling ethnic disaffection and creating a great constitutional crisis in the country.
The governor charged people of the state to remain resolute and steadfast while confronting the challenges with a strong conviction of better years ahead.
To charge you all to shake off the artificial frustration and the temporary barriers on your ways to choose a president who represents hope and assured brighter days ahead. My message to you is that despite all the well-planned intrigues to deny you of your democratic rights and the future and prosperity of your offerings, which Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu represent, I urge you to troop out massively and vote for APC on Saturday. I urge you to rise strong and defeat the frustration at the filling station and the ATMs. This is the time to separate the past from the future.
Akeredolu stressed that victory for APC presidential candidate in the election is key to a prosperous Ondo State.
This is a time to vote a president who identifies with the challenges and who will help us to actualize our outgoing plan for the establishment of Ondo Deep Sea Port, a massive industrial revolution, tackle youth unemployment, achieve a dream of state police to solve our insecurity problem and ensure human capacity development. It is time to set a new flag and make Nigeria great. Go out and vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and other candidates of APC.
The governor also reaffirmed his commitment not to politicize Ondo State development. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, Governor Akeredolu says the state is ready for the peaceful conduct of Saturday's election. The governor, who played host to international election observers at the government house in Akure, noted that all sensitive materials had been distributed by the electoral body, while security personnel have been deployed across the state to ensure safety of residents as they exercise their franchise. Akeredolu said people of the state are also determined to make the process hitch-free. The joint mission of International Republican Institute and National Democratic Institute, which has Mariam Soda Ndiaye from Senegal and Jonathan Obatola from Nigeria, is led by Rahul Srivastava from the United States.
In Ondo State, we are prepared for this election. We are watching news and we are following that all our security units, they are deploying over 5,000 officers and men all across the state. You can say we have double security now. Police stations will be secured by usual police, the civil defense, but our temporary security outfits will not be with them there. So we have also deployed them around so that if there is any intruder, they can stop them. We are interaction with INEC, and they are meant to be deployed from some will go from tomorrow evening, others will leave by morning on Saturday, depending on distance. And we have become aware that all sensitive materials have been released to INEC from central bank, so they are going to move. So I must say that it's a strong belief that this election will be itch-free. It has always been here anyway. We have never recorded violence here, except in our stone age, but where people vote. And you decide to change the result of the election in this state. You can't try to fight. The people will vote, they will react. We are educated enough. Yeah. And we are people imbued with some measure of courage. That is how we are brought up in this state. We are hopeful that at the end of the day, everybody in the country will accept who wins the election.
In the meantime, as part of efforts to ensure a free, fair and credible 2023 general elections, the National Orientation Agency, in collaboration with the Ondo State government, have organized a road walk and sensitization program to educate the electorate on the need to be active in the forthcoming elections. The sensitization program took place in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Joy Pius has details.
The sensitization, organized by the National Orientation Agency in collaboration with the Ondo State government, began with a road walk across major streets in Akure, the state's capital, as staff of the agency sensitized the public on the need for a violence-free election and importance of shunning voter apathy.
Àwọn wípé ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá ta ìbò rẹ̀ tàbí tí ó gbìyànjú láti fi owó ra ìbò, ìjìyà tó tọ́ fún wàfírú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ní abẹ́ òfin.
The agency also engaged various stakeholders in the state, including traditional leaders, members of the civil societies, faith-based organizations, youth groups, trade union, among others, to actively ensure that residents are properly oriented ahead the general elections. In her welcome address, the State Director, National Orientation Agency, Mrs. Adelayo Adefolalu, explained that the program was organized to increase stakeholders' participation in the enlightenment of citizens towards promoting free, fair and credible elections in Ondo State.
DVP to call everybody, to call you here, to help us in disseminating this information to your people. That is why we are here today. You cannot call everybody. You have to call our major stakeholders to help us inform their people of the need for them to vote right and not fight. This election has to be peaceful. We want a peaceful election in Ondo State. We don't want us to go out and be fighting. Election will come and we go, but the people will remain.
In their various remarks, the chairman, Osrc Media Group, Mr. Kunle Adebayo, represented by the head of reportorial unit in the news department, Mr. Kunle Ario, and other stakeholders commended the move by the agency in engaging key players in the state while assuring of their support towards the success of this year's elections.
I think it's also important that the National Orientation Agency is also coming up with this so that it can sensitize the stakeholders and also ensure that the key players also do what is needed of them so that we won't have violence, post-election violence.
We have 3,923 polling units here in Ondo State where the election will be taking place. And graciously, the security agencies that will be deployed on Saturday are in tune of 7,000 security personnel will be deployed on Saturday. That is to tell you that we are covering all the polling units.
As I speak now, all the processes for the election has taken place. From our end at the head office, all the sensitive and non-sensitive materials has been moved to the local government areas.
At this time, I'm hopeful that at this engagement, stakeholders and participants will be able to go back home and then actually begin the implementation of some of the advisories that we are going to get here in the hope that we can make this election a success for everybody.
My advice for the youth is not to allow any politician use them as a tool to disrupt the peace of the country.
The expectations are high that the program will achieve its mandate of ensuring all stakeholders spread the information acquired to those at the grassroots for a seamless electoral process. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
As Nigerians go to the polls on Saturday, Muslims in Ondo State have been encouraged to go out en masse and exercise their franchise. The Chairman League of Imams and Alfas in the state, Alhaji Ahmed Aladishawe, gave the directive in a statement in Owo. Alhaji Aladishawe, who is also the Chief Imam of Owo, said adherence to civic responsibilities and obedience to constituted authorities are part of faith. He called on them to conduct themselves peacefully before, during, and after the elections. Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria Ondo State chapter has refuted reports that it has endorsed a particular presidential candidate. Members of the association in the state, led by the chairman, Reverend Father Anselm Ologunwa, during a courtesy visit to Governor Akeredolu at the Government House, Akure, said the Christian body is neutral, apolitical, and non-partisan. Father Ologunwa said the present administration in Ondo State has maintained a robust and symbiotic relationship with CAN, and the body cannot afford to sacrifice it on the altar of politics. He also commended Governor Akeredolu for his stance on national issues. Responding, Governor Akeredolu thanked the Christian leaders for their prayers and support for his administration, noting that the CAN leadership has done the right thing by staying neutral in election matters. The governor also appreciated all Christian bodies in the state for their prayers and good wishes at all times. The Ondo State government has declared Friday 24th of February and Friday 10th of March as work-free days for public servants in the state. In a statement by the head of service, Kayode Ogundele, the work-free days are to allow workers travel to their various places of registration to cast their votes. He said the new directive supersedes the earlier directive of half work-free days. Ogundele enjoined public servants to make good use of the period to exercise their franchise by voting candidates of their choice and putting into consideration the strategic interests of Ondo State. And ahead of Saturday's presidential and National Assembly elections, security agencies, including the Armed Forces, Police, and Department of State Services, among others, have vowed to deal with anyone who attempts to subvert the general elections. At a joint news conference in Abuja, the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, said security agencies are prepared to use strong force on anyone caught trying to subvert the election. He said security agencies are determined to ensure the conduct of peaceful general elections. He urged Nigerians to discountenance threats from non-state actors as the Southeast remains part of Nigeria where elections were held. You're watching the news at 7 on OSRC television. You can also watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook OSRC TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. We'll take a break at this point. The news continues shortly. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us on the news at 7. Beneficiaries of the social investment program of the present administration in the country have staged a thank you rally in Akure, the Ondo State capital. They said since its introduction in 2016, the program has impacted positively on the lives of the poor and vulnerable in Nigeria. Kunle Ario reports.
Beneficiaries of the National Social Investment Program from across the 18 local government areas of Ondo State converged on Adegbemile Cultural Center, Akure, decked in orange and white with banners of various inscriptions to show appreciation. Present here are various groups, including beneficiaries of the Homegrown School Feeding Program, the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, the Conditional Cash Transfer, NC Independent Monitor, as well as Ondo Kia's labor-intensive public works.
What are we saying?
From Adegbemile through the palace of Deji of Akure to Warakale, they ended the work at the governor's office. Some of the beneficiaries said they derived maximum benefits from the program.
By the grace of God alone, the money I was able to realize from Empower, I was able to put the resources together to back my PhD in OAU. I equally learned administrative skill in the process, managing human resources at any particular point in time.
This program has given me a lot of opportunities now. I think I am able to control and monitor so many people. Because this program is a program that is meant for the youth, jobless youth, and we have taken them out of the street, so they are already working, and they are also giving back to the society.
Addressing the gathering, the Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, who was represented by the Chief of Staff Olube Ngali, lauded the beneficiaries, saying the best way to express the appreciation is to ensure all contestants of APC are voted for. He assured them of continuity of the program if APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu is elected on Saturday's election.
You must use the enablement you have been given by the Constitution to vote for a president of your choice. Express that in favor of the candidate of APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and all the House of Representative candidates and that of the Senate, as well as that of the House of Assembly.
Focal person of the program in Ondo State and special advisor to the governor on public and intergovernmental relations, Bumi Ademosun, said the feedback received so far was a confirmation of its impact on the lives of residents.
In Ondo State today, we have well over 500,000 householders, not individuals, householders, close to 1 million. And under individual, we have 1 million plus. Under the Empower in Ondo State, I will tell you that the first batch I had 18,000, second batch I had about 15,000, third batch I had 10,000 plus, and in this last batch that we are doing currently, we have about 9,000 plus.
She wants the beneficiaries to support Bola Tinubu on Saturday and other contestants under the umbrella of the All Progressives Congress. Kunle Ariyo, Osrc News.
Minister of State for Transportation Ademola Adegoroye has assured Nigerians that the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, will use his vast experience to bring more prosperity and development to the country if elected on Saturday. Adegoroye gave the assurance while addressing supporters of the APC at the final campaign rally of the party in Akure South local government area. Zahid Aribisala reports.
After months of continuous campaign across the 11 wards in Akure South local government area of Ondo State, party faithful of All Progressives Congress gathered at Akure City Hall for their final rally heading into the February 25th presidential election. Leading the train of the APC faithful and chieftains is the Minister of State for Transportation, Prince Ademola Adegoroye. Adegoroye, who expressed optimism on the victory of the party's candidate in Akure, said Bola Tinubu will improve the state of infrastructure, enhance security of lives and property, and accelerate economic growth in the country. The minister gave assurances that Tinubu's experience in the private and public sector, having been a governor and senator, makes him a trusted material to actualize the yearnings of Nigerians for a more prosperous nation. Adegoroye urged members of the ruling party to work hard and deliver their respective polling units for Tinubu, assuring them of the reward after the election. The Akure-born politician and other leaders of the party enjoined the electorate in Ondo State, particularly in the Central Senatorial District, to vote APC candidate as senator and member of the House of Representatives. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
The Ondo Central Senatorial District candidate of the Action People's Party, Dr. Afolabi Obashui, has promised to touch the lives of everyone in the area through people-oriented programs if elected in Saturday's National Assembly polls. At a press conference, the APP candidate said human capital development, youth empowerment, industrial development, and boosting potentials of the 6 local government areas in the Central Senatorial District, which are Akure North, Akure South, Ondo East, Ondo West, Ifedore, and Idare, top his agenda.
Where we are. Why are we where we are? If they could do it well, we wouldn't be where we are today. What are we talking about? Since 1999, we're still talking about infrastructures. We're still talking about development of infrastructure. We're still talking about education. We're still talking about health. And I tell you today that Agbaka Afolabi Obashui, in the next 4 years, if by the grace of God, and I know we will do it, we will be made the senator representing Ondo Central Senatorial District. We will make a huge difference within the next 4 years. If you look at it, what's the first touch of a senator? Right now, as we talk, Ondo Central Senatorial District cannot boast of any constituency office. Then how do you want to talk to the people? How do you relate with the people? They are completely sidelined, number one. They are completely cut off of communication, even with their representatives in Abuja. Excuse me, how do we do it?
Ashui, who is also the Agbaka of Alagbaka, said his position as a traditional head means he will be closer to the people.
That I want to eradicate poverty by bringing in investment opportunities to Ondo Central. I have all my plans laid and all my blueprints outlined, and I have all my partners waiting for us, abroad and national here. I am interested in human development. I have developed so many youths. I've done so much, and I know that. I thank God for giving me the opportunity to do it. Action People's Party has the logo, like I say, my dear people at home. The black elephant is the logo of the party. Agbaka Afolabi Obashui's face will now be on the ballot box. Look out for it. Black.
Support was also drummed for the Action People's Party House of Representatives candidate in Akure North, Akure South Federal Constituency, Dr. Lawrence Afolayan. Moving to the foreign scene, about 350,000 pregnant women are among those who have lost their homes and possessions in the Turkey-Syria earthquakes. The United Nations estimates at least 25,000 births next month. They say women urgently need access to special care. And now to end the news at 7, another look at the major stories. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has asked the people of Ondo State to rise above the frustration from fuel and naira scarcity and cast their votes for the candidate of the APC, Bola Tinubu, in Saturday's presidential election. The National Orientation Agency and the Ondo State government have sensitized residents of the state ahead of about their participation in the general elections ahead of Saturday's polls. And the Nigeria Police, Nigerian Army, and other security agencies have indicated their readiness to ensure a peaceful vote across Nigeria on Saturday. That's it on the news at 7. Thank you for being a part of it. Good evening.